Standard 5-gallon bucket lid. Drill a hole here, drill a hole here, draw a straight line here. And then what we're going to do is take a knife and cut out around here, just like that. You're going to need a knife like this. Start on your line and just make 2 or 3 passes with even pressure. Be careful. Now that you've made your cut here, go ahead and carefully and slowly is the key. Make your way around the edge here. It's going to take you some time to get it. Just visualize, I don't know, a few millimeters outside of this edge here, all the way around. This is what your first pass will look like. Very faint line all the way around there. Just go over it 2 or 3 times. As you can see here, I got about 3/4 of the way through it. I didn't have as much down pressure when I started, so I'll go over it one more time. After about 3 times around, then you'll end up with this little section you can kind of discard for later, and you'll end up something like this. You can go and with a piece of sandpaper and clean up the edges here. I'm in a hurry today, so I probably won't do that. Repeat this 2 more times so you'll have 3 of them, and I'll show you how to make your chicken coop nesting boxes. What you'll need are 3 5-gallon buckets like this. You'll go through and remove the handles by taking your knife and cutting right stick down there, and here. That'll come off. Then you can just worm the other side off the handle, and then at that point, then you'll drill a hole. This will be missing, but then you'll drill a hole comparable to this size straight through the plastic. And on the inside, I've already connected these. You'll use a bolt and a washer. This is a 1.5 inch bolt with a locking nut right here with another washer, and then you'll connect them in this manner here. You don't cut any of this out. You won't cut any of this out. See, in here will be your cut sections anyway, so that you can get the bolt to pass through. So yeah, so there again, your cut section, which I told you about here, will be in here on this side and this side, and then repeat that process this side and this side. So the center bucket's going to have both of those notches cut out so that you have the ability to pass a bolt and nut through there. And you hook them up like this, and then in the next section of the video I'll show you what else we do to make it a little more stable. So your nesting boxes are going to be set like this. Now, in order to do this next section, you're going to have to get in one of these buckets like this. And if the light's right, you'll be able to find a spot back here in the corner on both of these buckets. You see that dark spot right there? There's a seam. That's where these 2 buckets are meeting back there. And we're going to drill a hole through here, through the sidewall, and then through the bottom. So I'll do that and be right back. On this side, we're going to find that same spot, which is right about here, I believe. I'm going to drill through here and through the bottom plate. So I've flipped the buckets around. You can kind of see where they meet, where that seam is right here. See? This is the back side of the buckets. So you'll want to drill, I kind of go in right on top of this notch here, and right on top of that notch there. And what that's going to do is allow you to see the height that you'll need to penetrate going this way and this way. And the same thing with this one here. So the center bucket's going to have 2 punctures in the bottom right there, and the outer ones are going to have 1 and 1. So that's going to end up looking like this. Just like that. The way I've done this, I get inside here and I drill, but I have to drill a little bit of an angle to get through there. But you can see I'm all the way through. So you're going to end up with something that looks like this. That's your bottom hole, and that's your side hole. It's roughly a 1/2 inch away from the bottom. Same thing here. Same height, bottom, side hole at a 45 degree. And the far right bucket here, bottom hole, 45 degree angle, right hole. And I'll show you how we do this zip tying. What you want to do is kind of bend the end of this almost 90 degrees or so, kind of like that. That way you can fish it through here and then hit that 45 degree and come through. Then the trick is to get it through this one, this hole here, and then out here. You may have to get inside the bucket to do that. Okay, so this is what you're doing here. Just try to just fish it through that hole just like this. All right. It comes out the other side, and then you just connect it. Connect it just like that. Cinch it on down tight. I like to roll it one side or the other. Grab your handy dandy side snips. Boom. That's done. Now we'll do the other one over here. Here's the other one. So I just got it fed through. It's very hard to do with one hand, but you can do it. Just pull her down tight. Pull her down tight and snip her off onto the drainage holes. And eventually you'll end up with holes about arranged like that. And that'll be enough for drainage in all sides. My little dots there were just kind of indicate on the other side. I can kind of see those where the line is. So what you want to do now is drill a small hole somewhere, well, maybe midway back, and put a washer and a wood screw in it, just like I did in all three of them. And what that's going to do is allow you to insert this into your coop, and on a wood surface, go ahead and mount it. That's a mounting bracket. They would sit by themselves. It's heavy enough, but I like to have a little more stability. So I'm going to clean this out. I might sand these a little bit. What is this, you may ask? Well, I don't like to waste anything. So that little section that I cut out for their entrance door, I went ahead and zip tied to the top. You'll see why in just a second. But let's go in the coop where my side cuts are, and I'll snip these little things off. Okay, so the first set, I have actually mounted these with those 3 screws I was telling you about down on the wood. Okay, and I just have a sheet of kind of 1/4 inch plastic here that just makes it a lot easier to clean. So then I just took the next 3 set that I just showed you how to make and set those on top, and it's pretty stable up here so far. I will put a bolt with the washers through here at some point, maybe 1 or maybe all 3, to make sure it stays right where it's at. But this is how it's going to look like. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got 6. So these are the 3 original ones that I put in like a couple days ago. Put just a little bit of bedding in there. You don't need a lot for chickens. You know, people pack these things. You don't need it, maybe in the winter, but it's warm right now. So I've mounted these with the 3 screws here, and then I've just set the 3 up here on the top. So they're not going anywhere. They're pretty stable up there. And I may screw those together at some point in time, if that's in fact where I'm going to end up. But there you go. There's 6 nesting boxes right there for you. Easy peasy. I think the buckets are like $3.50 a piece, and a lid you might spend a couple more. But we're looking at $5, under $6 a bucket. So there you go. Notice in the next section I stagger Like and these. Subscribe. Here's the process. You put these little, I call them little shields on. Looks like looks like a baseball cap, but that prevents poop from getting in here. And this is how I've got it set up now. So I've got all 6 nesting boxes here. They're pretty stable. So there you go. Like and subscribe if you like my ideas. I've got plenty of crazy stuff on this channel, but we'll see how well the chickens like this. Thank you. Like and subscribe.